for hanging out with us, having a good time on the Shadowverse Open. Got to open some packs, got to watch some games, got to watch his boys make it far into the tournament, and now we're here at the culmination of all of that, the finals event. Who's going to take first place? This will be the 7th invited player. It's going to be an ExG
The
member.
7th could win the 7th week.
Oh, no, I didn't even realize.
You found my secret.
I missed that just like I missed Lethals.
I will be so happy if the 7th win now. Just
now
knowing
you're
that,
on board?
Now I really want the 7th to win. Dude, you gotta take it, man. You gotta win the 7th week.
That's why I went for it.
All right. So Vindy's strategy has been revealed. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Excelsior Vindy. Would love to keep talking and see you on the weekends, and looking forward to more ExG tournaments. But now we're going to settle down and make way for these two Goliaths of Shadowverse players, ExG Omega and ExG TheSeventh.
Omega is starting out with the sword deck in 7th on his shadow deck. He's got the Necro Assassin in hand. We'll see if that card will come in handy against this sword matchup. I really like that card in the matchup. He's going to mulligan it, but it'll probably come back in his hand for those later turns. Omega going first as well. He doesn't have a 1-drop, but the 7th has a 1-drop as well. That's going to be a lot of pressure coming out.
Is this going to be the second potential if Omega wins? So the 7th is doing Dragon Shadow, right?
Yeah.
And Omega is doing Sword Shadow.
Correct.
Will Omega be the second tournament winner with Swordcraft? I'll have to dig around.
Has someone
for
else
the
won
statistics.
besides Noah with sword?
So Noah definitely won with Sword.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and check.
Oh, he definitely won with sword.
Yeah.
He won with sword. He wins with sword currently.
He is a winner. Omega is about to pave his own way, create his own path to victory. Novice Trooper down. Maybe looking to... Oh, okay, he's just going to leave it.
He's going to go for face.
Catacomb's excited about that.
Yeah, Catacomb's real happy about that. He's going to have a friend.
Hey, buddy. There it is. And now the trade commences. You get real sad.
And now this Geno has got a great trade ahead of him. He's going to be left with 2 health. If Omega decides to play that, Geno is such a good card to have when you go first. It's 4-3, it's got rush, and you don't have to spend an evolve point to just get some tempo in your favor and clear off your opponent's board as well. But
Orthrus, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, choose a Geno of them all.
Choose the Geno of them all.
I've already cursed it.
Yeah.
I've cursed it.
It could be, we could be seeing that the Catacomb could trade into Lyrial Archer and then Orthrus, but then you can't get that base damage. That might be what he does, just to guarantee that Orthrus takes out.
Well, the Skeleton's still going to get buffed up, right? So
still going to get buffed up. Yeah. Yeah, and now Omega's going to have to trade into that 3-1 follower for a little bit extra damage to followers. But there is a Luminous Mage in the hand of Omega as well. That card, we're probably most likely going to see that card come out this turn as well. Come out this next turn.
7th thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
For strategy, future strategies.
Right. And the 7th, I like that the 7th, he was able to clear off his opponent's board. He didn't get any face damage, but he got to save his first Evolve Orb. It wasn't required of him to use that currency just to gain tempo. Now he's got it for the later stages of this game.
The nice thing is these Swordcraft decks are designed to constantly have rush and different sources of being able to provide the rush effect without spending resources either from Geno or Luminous Mage, right?
Right.
So there's still some very strong, I guess, stamina in the deck. Grimnir comes down, the Maid Leader to draw an option. It's going to grab Albert, and I think that's a good play. While you have the opportunity, play out the Maid Leader, and kind of make sure you have your late game options before it's too late.
Before it's too late, correct.
Spend the resource to do it.
Now in the hand for the 7th, he's got the Skull Beast, Sergeant, the Bone Chimera as well. He could evolve the Bone Chimera and trade that into the Grimnir as well, or he could trade his own Grimnir into the Grimnir, and his would be left with 1 health. So that would be a way to kind of gain tempo, and you can also play the Sergeant as well. So there's plethora of options here that the 7th has. Plethora. Good word.
I like that word.
It's a good word.
We've been using it a lot today.
think it's going to be, yeah, what he elects to do.
My power is uncontrollable.
Oh, what a... My powers are uncontrollable.
What an arrogant little...
God.
Gosh.
If that doesn't make you want to throw your phone across the room, I don't know what would.
So there's an enhanced Geno available. We'll be able to get those followers as well, but a Luminous Mage as well, getting to spin that free Evolve Orb. Coming up next turn for the 7th, he's got Death's Breath. That's going to be just a monster for Omega to have to clear through. Tsubaki's not really going to help with that. Albert can definitely clear off those followers, but it's just another ward that Omega's going to have to chew through.
And I wonder, I mean, almost no matter what Omega plays, it's kind of... He's going to lose all the followers on the board, right? Because there's going to be a way for the 7th to trade into it. Which means that Death's Breath is going to be well set up to just be uncontested on his drop, which is going to lose a lot of tempo for Omega.
Yeah, Death's Breath is going to get some massive value this next turn, especially if the 7th can draw an Ector. If he draws an Ector in these next 2 turns, either whether on turn 6 or turn 7, it's going to be absolutely massive. I need to stop calling. I need to stop talking about what they could draw next.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. And he's more than comfortable spinning the Evolve Orb on the zombie to get off the mage and get an extra 3 damage because he knows that the Ector's going to be coming out next turn. And you can't even use Tsubaki on these cards.
That's a big problem with Tsubaki against Shadow is really the only card is maybe a Shadow Reaper and then Ector.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got the Lyrial Archer and the Albert as well, so he could ping the Orthrus for 1, trade the Lyrial into the evolved zombie, and then Albert can be able to trade off one of the other zombies as well. But then that's still a full 2 followers that the 7th is going to be able to get and trade into as well. Oh my gosh, with that Ector coming out next turn, that's going to be one massive power play. Especially with the amount of, he's got perfect 6 shadows. That's 2 zombies. That's going to be able to clear out the Geno and the Lyrial Archer as well as going for face.
Oh, man. For 10 damage.
Yep.
Maybe even 12.
Yeah, if he wants to spend an Evolve Orb here, that's going to be his last orb. He knows that Omega is out of his orbs as well, so, man, evolving that Sergeant is going to feel really good. Getting a massive 6/4 follower with the 6/3 zombie with ward. What a board. Even a Tsubaki is not going to be able to stem this flood.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know if there's a card that exists that can actually protect... Yep. Nope.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The 7th with that massive pressure.
This is the power of Shadowcraft. And you know what? Maybe Omega is actually kind of okay with this.
Right.
You know, Swordcraft in terms of the matchup, it can be very tough against Shadowcraft. So you're maybe not even expecting to win against the Shadowcraft
So now he gets to keep his sword deck. He's probably going to stay with the sword deck to go up against the dragon matchup. I think that could be his favor. So he's got a great chance to bring this series 1-1.
And I think that's probably the way, kind of attack the deck that you think has the chink in the armor, right? And that might be Dragoncraft. Throw your Swordcraft deck against it, try to outpace it, swing for that storm.
But if the dragon deck can upset this matchup,
the 7th is taking the win, and all the prophecies come true.
This one's for my
prophecies of the 7th 7.
The
7th week 7 champion. There's got to be a way to phrase that. That just sounds so cool.
I think there's 7 rounds in a tournament as well.
Is there?
Round 5 is quarters.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Semis is 6.
This is getting spooky, dude.
If you start looking for it,
I don't want to dig any deeper, man.
If he wins on the 7th turn.
Oh my god. Wins on the 7th turn.
Oh my gosh.
Let's look at the options in the hand for the 7th. He's got Breath of the Salamander, Blazing Breath as well, plenty of board clear. Ward, as well as the Sybil, going to be coming out in the next 2 turns for that heal and ramp as well. That ramp that's oh so sweet. But Omega's also got the cards in hand that he needs as well. He's got Floor Finsler and Albert in the turn after that. Going to be able to come out.
Zeus in hand. We've really seen the power of Zeus today.
We have seen the power of Zeus.
The power lies
won the game twice. One was Sahakwiel, and then just evolved the Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
And another was just a straight Zeus
just
evolved.
Zeus.
Yeah, going for face, man. Classic. We don't usually see that.
The father.
I think he's debating whether or not to play the Rahab or the Breath of the Salamander. He's going to go with the Rahab and keep the Grimnir up. Breath of the Salamander would have had the perfect amount of damage to take off the Grimnir. But now Omega can clear with the Grimnir.
Yeah.
So he's going to, Floor Fencer doesn't have enough attack points to get rid of the Rahab, but now with the Grimnir still up, he can keep that up. Or excuse me, he's going to be able to get rid of the Rahab.
The double trade.
Yep. Double trade, and that's a massive board that the 7th has to deal with. He's not on turn 6. He doesn't have the enhanced Breath of the Salamander until next turn. He's going to have to hope that this evolved Sybil is going to be able to give him the pressure he needs.
Be gone.
And I think it might.
Not gonna get the healing. Like
Right.
Yeah.
But he's still on 20 health points. The healing is, not that necessary right now. But there's still some followers on the side for Omega. The 7th wasn't able to completely clear off the board, but an evolved Albert could be coming out this turn as well.
Yeah. I think what's really strong here for Omega is the fact that he has Alwidas in hand, which I think is such an incredible card. 3 storm damage, I mean, that's basically like an Albert in terms of damage,
Right.
plus you get the ward.
Plus you get the ward, and you could evolve it as well. I mean, it's such a great option.
I think the Alwidas will help a lot. I definitely think Omega has to be very cognizant of kind of the time frame that he's playing on.
Right.
He doesn't know it, but there's a Lightning Blast waiting in hand. Of course, the Zeus is there. He's got a Grimnir. And with the Sybil down as well, he's got that extra pump, so that's just that much faster that the 7th is going to be able to unlock those options.
Breath
The
of the
Sahak
Salamander.
Wheel.
Yeah, Breath of the Salamander is going to be able to just completely clear off this board. But that's going to be the dead turn for the 7th. He's going to clear off the board, which is great. And then probably an evolved Albert next turn. Well, he's not going to want to spend his last evolve orb on the Albert. He might want to save that card. Like you said, Alwidas could come out as well. Alwidas, very high value card for turn 6 play.
I think right now he's going to commit the Alwidas. There is a consideration for playing out. And maybe you want to keep more cards in hand, but you could have played out something like the Novice Trooper, the Quick Blader, and the Veteran Lancer, or something like that.
Try to get rid of those low-cost followers.
Yeah. But then that might be too much of a tell in terms of like, well, you just played your entire hand.
Even in the midst of this healing deck, though, Omega has been able to do a lot of damage that's been able to stick. The 7th is sitting at 14 health.
Sahak right now is really only going to bring out Zeus.
Still, he could evolve the Sahak Wheel and trade it into the Pirate, but he's gonna trade the Zeus just to get rid of that follower, and then the Blazing Breath. What a great use of all your 8 play orbs. You're going to make those efficient plays, and you get to keep a 4/4 follower on the board as well.
There's a lot of Storm. Double Novice Trooper.
There is
plus the Katana
of
Chief.
Storm. We saw that double Novice Trooper win a game earlier today.
5 damage on the table is going to put you at 9, which, unless you heal, means that Albert Evolve will kill you on turn 9.
That's right. Going second, turn 9 is still a ways off. There's 2 turns, including this one, that Omega's going to have to play through, but he's going to go for that. He's going to go for that damage.
And this might be a big tell for the 7th. He says, okay, well, he's definitely swinging for face now, so anything I can do protection-wise.
Salamander.
The next turn is going to be very important for Omega. How can he set up a situation where he can make it to turn 9 and keep the 7th from kind of... He really wants to put the 7th as low as he can, right? Because any kind of healing will ruin this strategy.
And there's wards in the hand of the 7th. He's got the Grimnir and the Zeus as well, but when you play Zeus, you get that 5 damage immediately. If you evolve at 7, but then you're at risk for a Tsubaki coming out and taking out that card just off the board entirely.
Whereas if you were to, say, evolve Zell, you'll both get Storm and avoid Tsubaki in terms of...
Oh, another Trooper. That's a lot of Storm.
Yeah, I almost think the... well, you could try to ward up with that Storm.
Right. Yeah, there's no healing as well for the 7th. He's going to have to play... Yeah, he might just have to play Zeus. If he plays Grimnir next turn, He
3,
gets the
5,
ward
2,
and the 4 damage
5,
as well.
7. Yeah, if he plays Albert this turn with a trooper, he's only got 7.
Huh. Yeah, but that would be
Next
8
turn is going to be turn
orbs.
10. 4, 6,
Mhm.
5 from Zeus. So 11 damage plus the evolve, 13. So
Hmm.
the 7th is just short of a killing blow.
Hmm.
And the banish is not going to matter. He needs to play the ward, which is fine because he's going to get the 4 damage with it as well.
I see what you're saying. Lethal not quite
Oh,
in range, and he's going to go for the Albert. 1 turn shy of being enhanced. I think he
A little blood won't
can have the
stop
Trooper
me.
next turn and then Grimnir in the turn after that.
The battlefield awaits.
I think he's looking for a Grimnir finish, but he's left himself with no ward now.
Right.
Oh, Israfil.
and Israfil with an Evolve Orb left. That's going to be absolutely massive.
That's going to
Evolve.
heal up.
Yeah, it's going to heal up. He can evolve, get rid of the Trooper as well, and trade into the Albert, and go base for 6 damage, plus the 2 damage from
Yeah.
Israfil's ability.
Yep. Oh, what?
So sorry.
Oh,
That
man.
line of play was real. I mean, it's a tough decision to
Omega
make.
almost had it. He could still draw a Fangblade Slayer, and that would be a ton of damage to be able to get rid of the Israfil as well. But still, there's still Sahaquiel and Zell. They've been on the field for a few turns.
And now
Oh,
it's
and
come down to the wire.
the
You're
Grimnir-
only on turn 9. You can't quite stretch
Oh,
there.
no.
Israfil is just going to wipe it
I
out.
think the 7th is oh my gosh.
Ah!
Oh no.
I mean,
think this-
Israfil swinging his
Oh, and
Grimnir is
that's
going to
Omega
do it in the
tapping out.
7th.
the 7th being the 7th
was
winner of the 7th
such-
week.
Such an important turn for Omega.
That was
On that
absolute-
8 play point turn, I mean, the decisions that he had to make there. And I almost have to wonder, right, if you had played... I mean, there were a few diverting kind of moments, right?
Right.
He could have played his whole hand at 7 play points in terms of, like, the Novice Trooper, the Quick Player, and the Veteran Lancer to kind of protect himself as well as do damage to face. There were a few different iterations of that combo.